Super Bowl champion Martin Gramatica is making headlines with a bold take on the NFL landscape that you have to hear. The former Tampa Bay Buccaneers kicker is not pulling any punches when it comes to the legacy of Patrick Mahomes and why he thinks catching Tom Brady is a mountain that might never be climbed. We are diving into his exclusive thoughts on the current state of the league and which teams are actually built for a deep run in 2027.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
The Kansas City Chiefs are on the clock, and the rumors are swirling about a potential game-changing addition to their roster. Analysts are pushing for the front office to target Georgia State standout Ted Hurst as a primary weapon to help Patrick Mahomes dominate in the red zone. This explosive playmaker could be the perfect puzzle piece to stretch the field and force defenses into impossible matchups. The Chicago Bears have found their franchise savior in Caleb Williams, and the hype surrounding the Iceman is reaching a fever pitch. Former Bears star Kevin Byard is doubling down on the young quarterback, declaring that an MVP trophy is in his future after a breakout second season under head coach Ben Johnson. We are looking at why this dramatic turnaround has everyone in the league talking about the massive potential of the Chicago offense. Kansas City Chiefs general manager Veach is laying out the master plan for the future of the dynasty. With Patrick Mahomes already back on the field hitting drills just months after major surgery, the focus shifts entirely to the upcoming draft and how they plan to fortify the lines to sustain this championship run. You do not want to miss a single second of this update, so hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell to stay locked in on every update. Can anyone actually touch Tom Brady's 7 Super Bowl rings? If you ask a man who actually shared a locker room with the legend, the answer is a hard no. I'm talking about Super Bowl champion Martin Gramatica, who sat down with us to drop some serious truth about the current state of the NFL. Gramatica didn't hold back when we talked about the Bucs' frustrating season, the physical toll on Baker Mayfield, and why he thinks the Brady versus Mahomes debate is essentially over. He breaks down the brutal reality of being a kicker in a league that's finally starting to give the position the respect it deserves. Though he admits, the pressure of being a kicker is like being a soccer goalie. You can do everything right, but people only remember that one miss. But the highlight? Gramatica's take on the GOAT conversation. He compares the Brady-Manning rivalry to the Messi-Ronaldo dynamic, noting that while Mahomes is incredible, the longevity and the sheer volume of rings Brady achieved are simply in a league of their own. It's a fascinating look at the grit, the ego, and the obsession required to become a superstar in the NFL. From his thoughts on the league's global expansion to his pride in watching his own sons navigate the high-stakes world of college football recruitment, Gramatica gives us a masterclass in what it takes to survive at the highest level. Check out the full interview for his complete breakdown on the upcoming draft and his bold predictions for next year's Super Bowl contenders. Do you think there's anyone left in the league with the potential to reach that 7-ring mountain, or is Brady's record officially untouchable? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more exclusive insights from the legends of the game. What if I told you the Kansas City Chiefs were just one draft pick away from making Patrick Mahomes practically unstoppable? We all know the Chiefs have holes to plug on the defensive side of the ball, specifically at cornerback and on the defensive line. But once the first round concludes, the conversation shifts toward giving the league's best quarterback even more ammunition. Enter Ted Hurst, the electrifying Georgia State receiver who is starting to look like the ultimate sleeper pick for Kansas City. Fox Sports' Eric Williams recently highlighted Hurst as a potential matchup nightmare, and honestly, the fit makes too much sense to ignore. Standing at 6'4" and blazing a 4.42 40-yard dash, Hurst brings that rare combination of size and speed that forces defensive coordinators to lose sleep. Think about it. Mahomes has carved up the league with surgical precision, but he lacks a true go-up-and-get-it threat. That guy who turns a risky 50-50 ball into a 70-30 advantage for the offense. Hurst has the hands, the post-catch explosiveness, and the frame to dominate in the red zone. What's even better? Because he wouldn't be the immediate WR1, He'd have the room to develop under Andy Reid's genius scheme without the crushing pressure of being a top 10 pick. It's a low-risk, high-reward move that could turn the Chiefs' passing game from dangerous to downright lethal. If you want to see how this draft reshapes the AFC power structure, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. After all, in the NFL, the difference between a championship and an early exit often comes down to finding that one diamond in the rough. Is Caleb Williams the generational savior Chicago has been waiting for, or was his rookie year just a massive red flag? When the Bears took him first overall, the hype was astronomical. We are talking Iceman winner, Patrick Mahomes-level comparisons, and the weight of a franchise desperate to end a decades-long quarterback curse. But then reality hit. His rookie year was a roller coaster of 4,000 yards and raw talent, marred by a league-leading 68 sacks and enough erratic decisions to make any fan sweat. Things looked bleak at 5-12, but then the tide turned in 2025. With Ben Johnson taking the helm, something clicked. Suddenly, Caleb wasn't just surviving, he was earning the nickname Iceman, leading the team to a division title and an 11-6 record with late-game heroics that defined his second season. Former Bears safety Kevin Byard didn't mince words when he told CBS Sports that if the game is on the line, there is literally nobody else he would rather have under center. Byard even went a step further, calling for an MVP trophy in Williams' future, and sooner than you might think. It is a massive turnaround for a kid who looked like he was drowning just 12 months ago. Of course, the NFL is a "what have you done for me lately" league, and back-to-back dominance is the real test. But if you have been watching the tape, the trajectory is undeniable. What do you think? Is Caleb Williams the next face of the league, or are we jumping the gun on the MVP talk? Drop a comment below, hit that like button if you believe in the Iceman, and subscribe so you don't miss our deep dives into the shifting landscape of the NFL. Because in a league this volatile, the only thing guaranteed is that the next big story is just one snap away. How do you keep a dynasty alive when you already have the greatest quarterback on the planet? That is the billion-dollar question facing Kansas City Chiefs GM Brett Veach as he looks ahead to the 2026 NFL Draft. In a recent press conference, Veach gave us a masterclass in balance, explaining how he plans to keep the Chiefs in title contention without mortgaging the future. He made it clear, having Patrick Mahomes changes the math entirely. You are not just building for next season, you are building for the next decade. Veach emphasized that it all starts in the trenches, prioritizing both the offensive and defensive lines as the foundation for sustainable success. But the real headline here is the sheer resilience of Mahomes himself. Seeing him back on the field for drills just over 100 days after a double ligament surgery is honestly jaw-dropping. It shows the kind of iron-willed dedication that makes this team so dangerous. Veach isn't just focused on recovery, though. He is hyper-focused on giving his star QB the weapons he needs to thrive while keeping him upright. It is a high-wire act of managing short-term needs versus long-term stability. As we gear up for the draft in Pittsburgh on April 23rd, the question isn't just who the Chiefs will pick, but how they will continue to evolve. If you want to see how a championship roster gets built from the inside out, make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up with all the moves. Because in the NFL, the moment you stop building is the moment the window starts to close, and in Kansas City, the door is still wide open.